That evening, after setting the table carefully, the mother looked up toward her son's room and called out, "Son, come have dinner with me." A voice floated down from upstairs, distant and indifferent. "I already ate, Mom. You go ahead." She paused, the chopsticks trembling slightly in her hand. A meal, meant for two, suddenly stretched into a long, heavy silence. After dinner, she cleaned up slowly, her heart weighed down by a loneliness she couldn't name. Later, she made 2 cups of hot cocoa, turned on the TV, picked a movie they used to love, and once again called out, "Son, come watch a movie with me. It's one of our favorites." Only the sound of a keyboard clicking replied, along with a flat answer. "I'm busy, Mom. You go ahead." The second cup of cocoa sat cooling on the table, untouched. She wrapped herself in a thin blanket and sat alone in front of the glowing screen, feeling like a castaway in her own home. The night deepened outside, a gentle breeze stirring the trees. An idea flickered through her mind. Maybe I can ask him to go for a walk, like we used to. She climbed the stairs quietly and knocked softly on his door. "Son, want to go for a little walk with me? The moon is so beautiful tonight." The young man barely looked away from his screen, answering quickly, "I'm too tired, Mom. Maybe another time." The door closed. She stood there for a long moment, hands still hovering mid-air. And then, with a sigh, she turned and made her way back to the living room, sinking into the old worn-out couch. The room around her felt vast, empty, swallowing her whole. The warm golden light from the lamp illuminated the photo frames lining the walls. Frames that hadn't been filled with new memories in a long time. The mother's eyes lingered on each photograph, and one by one, old memories came flooding back, as vivid as if they had just happened yesterday. Back then, he was just a 5 or 6-year-old boy. Every morning, the very first thing he did was dash into her room, diving under the covers, giggling. "Mommy, let me snuggle with you just a little longer." She remembered the chilly mornings when he would curl against her like a tiny kitten, his little hand patting her cheek and whispering, "Mommy is so soft, so warm." At breakfast, he would climb onto her lap, grinning ear to ear, refusing to sit anywhere else. Wherever she went, he would trail behind, calling out, "Mommy, wait for me." Even when she stood at the sink washing dishes, he would hug her from behind with his tiny arms. When she was tired and sat down to rest, he would gently cradle her face in his small hands. "Don't be sad, Mommy. I love you the most in the whole wide world." In the afternoons, they would walk hand in hand around the small park. He would hop and skip beside her, telling endless silly stories only a child could invent. And she would laugh, her heart overflowing with love. Once, when he scraped his knee and cried, all it took was her hug, a soft pat on the back, and he would calm down, still sniffling but smiling through his tears. At night, after drifting off to sleep, he would still murmur in his dreams, "Mommy, don't leave me." Each memory, every tiny touch, every whisper played vividly in her mind. She let out a long, quiet breath. That little boy had grown up. No longer the child who clung to her sleeve every morning. No longer the boy who begged to sit next to her at every meal. No longer the child who needed her arms around him just to fall asleep. Now he had friends, adventures, dreams that no longer included her. He had worlds she could no longer step into. She understood. Children grow up. Birds eventually fly from the nest. But a mother's heart doesn't move on so easily. It stays rooted, forever waiting, for a small hand to reach back, for a soft voice to call out, "Mommy," even just once more. She sat quietly, her fingers tracing the old photographs. In every picture, her little boy's bright, innocent smile lit up beside her, untouched by the passing years. Outside, the wind whispered through the night. Above, a full moon hung in the sky, like a silent witness to all that was lost, and all that still lingered. The mother sat there for a long time, until the second cup of cocoa had gone cold. Finally, she closed her eyes and whispered softly into the stillness, "I don't blame you, my son. I just miss the little boy who once held my hand so tightly."